Thank you so much, Dr. Komolafe, aka Dr. Long Life. And then we move over to the next part of our program, which is the interview session. I'm sure so many of you can't remember our first national anthem. Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear motherland. Though tribes and tongue may differ, who will tell me the rest? Now, today we're going to be talking about how to keep Nigeria indivisible. How do we remain one country, different tribes, different religions, different ethnic backgrounds, but one united nation? And discussing this morning with us is our guest, Professor Jide Jesus Josiah. He's a distinguished peace advocate, UN, and then also the United Nigeria Chaplaincy Corps.
Exactly. So the present times...
Many thanks for being with us, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being part of the program, sir. So the present times call for patriotism. It calls for tolerance, strength in our diversity, fair play, just so that we all enjoy the collective economic boom that is necessary to get Nigeria where it's supposed to be. But my question to you, first of all, before we even go into how we can get Nigeria more indivisible, would be, what is the United Nigeria Chaplaincy Corps
all about?
Thank you. United Nigerian Chaplaincy Corps is a body that emanated from Anambra Chaplaincy Association and incorporated to the national level, the Corporate Affairs Commission. The aim is to bring all religions together to sit in one place. Christian, Muslim, African traditional religions, and different religions to come together and sit in one place, take decisions, advise, reason, put heads together. You serve your God, I serve my God. Let us come together. We have found ourselves here in this country. Nigeria is a country we found ourselves, we can't deny it. We have so many countries that are close with different religions, like in America, in the States of America, of different tribe, and Nigeria can be together. We can be together, and that is the aim for this very movement.
Yeah. So, like we say, though tribes and tongues may differ, and I'm happy you said the chaplaincy talks about bringing different tribes and, you know, the different religions together, the major ones, which is Christian religion, Muslims, and the traditional religions, which, of course, we don't really have a lot of visibility in that aspect, but I'm happy you're also recognizing them. Now, we're talking about elections in the next few weeks, actually, 38 more days. And we see that a lot of the people coming out into the public space use the same things that you're trying to unite us, to divide us. You find politicians who are campaigning on ethnic grounds. You find politicians who are campaigning on religious grounds. You know, you find them trying to use this divisive means. How can we as a nation go and look beyond all these things that seem to be like a keg of gunpowder around the nation?
Thank you very much. I think first and foremost, we're going to deal with poverty.
Okay.
Poverty is the major problem that a so-called pastor, a so-called church leader, come up because of hunger. We'll be given 2 naira, 2 kobo, overnight. He said, thus said the Lord, when God have not spoken. So when we deal with poverty, then we'll talk about the men of integrity to get them involved.
Okay.
Because we have people who has a track record.
Okay.
You follow their track record. Before you bring somebody into something or the other, you should know what that person is. Let me tell you, a criminal will always behave like someone, like in the place of next of time.
Yeah.
So I am saying here that to cure and stop this movement is to, first of all, we need a government that will trace and stop and kill, reduce poverty to the racial level. Then begin to see this changes coming.
Okay, so whatever happened, some time ago we saw really patriotic Nigerians keep poverty aside. They didn't really make much. I mean, I know my father was a principal of a secondary school, and people would rally around him for counsel and all of that. And he did it because he wanted the community peaceful. Yeah. And over decades, we've seen people who have sacrificed. And she keeps mentioning, though tongues and tribes may differ, in
brotherhood we stand.
Yes.
But those are the kind of words, the kind of pledge that a certain category of Nigerians grew up with. Do you think it should be reverberated again among young people?
Yes.
Though tongues and tribes may differ, in brotherhood we stand.
Yeah, I'd like to add to what she said, like when we talk about people who were examples.
Yeah.
Tafawa Balewa,
Okay.
Nnamdi
Azikiwe,
Azikiwe,
exactly.
you know, those were Obafemi Awolowo.
Awolowo.
Those were people that Nigerians found to be role models that looked beyond their tribes, that looked beyond their religion, and then what they had in mind was national
Pan-Nigerian
yes,
service.
They were for the country. We don't really see those kind of role models as much as we used to see them then.
And it had nothing really to do with financial gains.
Yes, it has nothing to do with financial gains. It has something to do with the love for the country.
Okay.
So who love his neighbor, who is peaceful. Like me, person, I came from a place, my people knows me.
Yeah.
My parents groomed me very well. I won't say 100%, but because of my track, that's what I did in Anambra that made Yaradua regime to bring me up. What I did, and that is why Goodluck Jonathan also, I was decorated, and former Inspector General of Police, Rengim, decorated me together with Oster Chidoka. Now, you must have to talk about people who love
The nation.
nation, who has the nation at heart.
Yeah.
I must be sorry to say this, but I'm not politically born from the other angle.
Yeah.
But I want to say that people like Olusegun Obasanjo, Professor Wale Soyinka, many of these people whom you see that talk about the unity of this country.
Yeah.
You see, these are the, I think, have I come to yours?
Yes.
Yes, please
I
go
think,
ahead.
like in our peace conference
Yes.
coming up on Sunday, 22nd January at the National Merit Award Secretariat,
Okay.
Abuja here, Maitama.
Okay.
Okay, Obasanjo is expected to be there. Okay, our daddy, the President and Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces, President Muhammadu Buhari, is expected to be there. William Ruto, the President of Kenya,
yeah.
is expected to be there. So we are, okay, all the presidential candidates of all the political parties we have in Nigeria have been communicated. They are expected to be there. What are we hearing at? What are we thinking? What we want to achieve? We want to see a Nigeria where an Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba speak one voice.
Yeah.
During the time the Biafra so-called agitation, Masop or whatever, when they were
Yeah,
agitated.
that was during Obasanjo's era.
Yes, during the Obasanjo era. Yes. Emirs followed me to the southeast when there was problem in Nigeria. Emirs like Emir of Machina, Boka of Machina, Emir of Zamfara State, Bello, and so many emirs stayed in my place for 2 weeks because of the way they see me, because of the way I'm being accepted, and if I go, my people love me.
Right.
Yes, my people love me. So we need people. We need some personalities that have a good record.
Right.
That are convincible.
Okay.
Talking about the balkanization, just based on what you just said, like how emirs, sorry for interrupting you there, for how emirs, you know, came and then followed you to those kind of places. We've seen a lot of groups who are calling for balkanization of Nigeria. In the, of course, Masop was during Obasanjo's era.
Exactly.
Then the MEND came up, MEND, movement for the emancipation of the Niger Delta, which was during Yaradua's era.
Yeah.
We've had, of course, the IPOB, who has read his own ugly head now during the, what do you call it, the Buhari-led administration, and we've also had Sunday Igboho clamoring for, you know, the Yoruba nation and things like that. We've seen all this kind of balkanization. Luckily, the North hasn't really had those kind of balkanization calls, even though they've had their own insecurity issues based on farmers' head, you know, clashes and then Boko Haram. But those are not secessionist groups.
Yeah.
Now, why do you think that those groups are clamoring, or these groups have reared their heads to clamor? And then why I bring this up is because you have mentioned that even when there is an unrest in one place or one part of your place, which is from Anambra, you had people who came in from the north to say, no, we need peace. How can we go about creating that indivisible Nigeria and then tackle some of all these issues that keep raising up their heads?
Thank you very much. I'm very, very happy for this question. I want to say, as I'm talking with you now,
Yes.
my men are all over in Nigeria, moving from door to door evangelism.
Right.
That they might be one is our tag. That they might be one. And these agitations here and there
Yes.
is because of one thing. Nigeria can never be divided. Anybody who is dreaming that Nigeria will be divided, it's not possible. I want to tell, I've gone to them, yes, but myself, I have gone to them, I entered bush naked to see them. Knelt and cried. My men in the Yoruba's region have gone to them. We have gone to the north, retired General Buratai, he is aware. We have gone to Borno. My men are there, moving to see that these agitations stops. And how do we put an end of this? It's very, very painful. I'm sorry to put it this way, that my past leader, President Goodluck Jonathan,
Yes.
okay, who introduced the national confab decision, had it been, I used to say, because we recommended such. We recommended so because we're on the grassroots. We know, we see what is happening. You that is on top may not understand what is going on the carpet. So because we're on the grassroots, we put on this. There's a need to call a gets together.
Yeah.
And that gets together came up with something, tangible decision, which if Goodluck Jonathan would have signed it into law before stepping down, I think my daddy and president and commander-in-chief of Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will have not, will have stepped in on something better to write on.
Okay.
So that is what I saw, that his government did not really act before
Right.
stepping aside.
Okay.
Yes, then another thing there is that if a known and a trusted, generally accepted leader comes into power 2023 as we are in, I'm telling you, the mouth of Sunday Igboho will stop, will cease. Other regions will, because why are they agitating?
Yes.
We have oil. We have everything, all the mineral resources are there. Do we have all it takes to champion the war, to lead the war? Not even, we have all it takes.
I agree with you.
No, those countries can see our back. They can see our back. But somebody is sitting on our oil. Somebody is sitting on our money. Even the people, the little portion that people gave to you, even those people that own those areas are not being compensated duly. There are people, you go there, hunger everywhere. Why shouldn't they agitate? Why shouldn't they cry?
Exactly.
Even in my family, if I'm not treating my wife very well, my wife will agitate. So agitation is everywhere.
Yes,
It's everywhere.
I get where you're
Yes,
going.
my dear.
So you have been doing so much in ensuring that there is peace across Nigeria,
Yes.
and Nigeria becomes one or remains one
Remains
and
one, yes.
united through the work you've been doing with the United Nigeria Chaplaincy Corps. And you've talked about the acknowledgement you've received and the rewards you've received from society, from different administrations. What would you say that others, are they getting as much acknowledgement, and that if they do get the sort of recognition you have gotten, it would also fuel them sort of to do more, and we will see the end of this crisis? Because you are just like a lone voice with the group across Nigeria. But should we have more people in championing this cause for a united Nigeria?
Yeah.
Yes, are you talking on my own block or generally?
Yes, I'm talking about your block
My
and
block.
how we can ensure that others too gain that kind of recognition and that feeling necessary to champion a one Nigeria cause.
Yes, if I start expatiating things here, our time for
Please
this
go
program
ahead.
will not
When
be
we
enough.
get to the time, then we'll let you know. We want to
let me
know.
just say,
Yes.
call states and verify. This UNC Corps is a household name. Yes, a household name. Yes. And we are not only in Nigeria. Like you come on Sunday, you see commandant generals, representatives from different countries. We're in UK.
Okay.
Our man in UK are working with the judiciary there. We are in America. We are in Ghana. We are in so many countries. Yes. These people, their records, if you have been on our platform, you see our daily activities and all we do. For example, I want to just cite one thing for you. Let me start from where I come from. I'm from Anambra State. Okay? Oka South precisely. There was a community, two communities, they called Mpo and Ian Ogidi. They have been in crisis for a decade of years. Nobody could able to invent to bring peace among these two communities. But when we came in, within 4 weeks and 2 days, there was peace. You go to Amansi community, the what they call Umenugu, and another community, they were having crisis. So we're in churches, we're in marriages, we're in communal palaces, we're in government parastatals. So we're in many places. Every day we have testimonies. Every day testimony from the chief imams involved, emirs, pastors, bishops, African traditional leaders. We have a lot of royal majesties and highnesses. Just aside from my FCT here, okay? Esujikwe is a member.
Right.
Yes? Honor of Abaji is a member. Okay? And so many of them. Okay, come to the Council of Chiefs. The Ezebo called Egenti is also there. Okay? Ezebemos is also there. All of these ones are patrons of this body. And we have a lot of testimonies coming from different angles. From Southwest, if you go to Southwest, let me, for example, under Tinubu's regime, okay?
That was when he was governor of
when he
Lagos
was
State
governor
in
of
1990.
Lagos State,
Right.
okay? There was a problem between the government and some churches. Yes, like Sele Ijesha Road, Sele Ijesha or Agoda area.
Yeah.
Some churches, fences were being demolished. And then some mosques are not being touched, but churches, some churches, like I remember the case of Living Testimony Christian Gospel Mission at number 20 Omolola Street, okay, and so many, and Living Christ Mission, Living Life Christian Mission at Bishop, one bishop along the Sele-Josa Express Road,
So
that their
you came in and
churches were
helped out.
demolished.
Right.
Yes, we came into the matter. We came into the matter. That is our core of what we are doing. If you go to court today, judiciaries, there are court are being jam-packed with a lot of cases.
Talking about the judiciary, because
Yes.
a lot of people feel that because people, there's no justice delayed is justice denied. We all know that.
Yes.
And then unfortunately, some people perceive that justice system in Nigeria is there's a different justice for a certain crowd of people. The rich people have a different kind of justice. The poor man, I was reading yesterday where someone was to be hanged for stealing 57 naira, and then we have people allegedly that have stolen billions of naira, and there's no such justice for them. How do you think our justice or our judicial system can help improve this unity of Nigeria that we're talking about? Because if I feel that if I'm a Muslim or I'm a Christian and then something is done wrong to me, or I'm a Hausa woman or Yoruba woman or Igbo woman, and it's the same kind of justice that is given to every other person, then there's some kind of equity that we feel. How can our judicial systems be
Further,
strengthened
yes.
enough to get that kind of comfort that the Nigerians can say, no,
Trust.
justice for one is justice for all?
Thank you very much. I think one, you may not follow me from my own angle, But I must come from my own angle.
You're the guest.
Yes,
It's your angle we want. Yes.
One is to fight corruption.
Okay.
Fight
Well, that's
corruption.
everybody's angle.
Yes. And two is to put the best man in the game. Okay?
No to nepotism.
Yes. As you see me,
Yes.
I read nothing.
Okay.
I'm a sociologist. But I left, I'm a pastor. Let me just tell you too, but you don't know.
Because we know you're a chief, you're a traditional chief.
Yeah,
as
yes,
well.
you can say I have all these orals. Okay? But when I was born, when I came to this earth,
Yes.
my father taught me. That was the day they gave me baptismal name at the church, Anglican church. They began to sing a song for me. Josiah Wates, Onyo Biyadend, Ona Tukwegu Chineke. That's what he was singing. That's a child that has the fear of God. Now, coming to judiciary, I want to let you know here that it is not possible for someone who has nothing to deliver to be on top of the game and you expect him
To perform.
to perform well.
Right.
Let's go to, we have a lot of lawyers who are active. We have a lot of who are sound enough to champion judicial system. But they go to, sorry, please, but I must say it because you're asking me a question.
Please go ahead.
You go on the streets, a lot, just like in those days when we started civil defense in my state, we have captured and uncaptured officers. You capture, this one is captured, this one is captured. Even in police, we have some people who go on retirement at the age of level of ASP and all that. Okay, because they're not educated.
Yes.
The judicial system is not in order because the retreat, perfected personalities are not in the seat. When they're in the seat, they will try to keep, they will try to maintain. And when they maintain, you see corruption. If you start from up, start dealing it, it will
Right.
affect every other sectors.
Okay, Prof. Now, despite your efforts, we are beginning to see pockets of violence, especially in the southeast, ahead of elections. So what would the conference, the International Peace Conference, do to mitigate such violence that we are beginning to see ahead of elections?
Yes. Having been vast in this work, I think I'm a grandfather to
In
say.
the work.
Yes, in the work. Let's talk about professional. I'm a grandfather. I've traveled to countries, Dubai. I've traveled to many nations for this peacekeeping. I've traveled. And I have looked with our executive board.
Yeah.
We have held meetings concurrently, and we come up with something.
Okay.
First of all, these people that are vying to be the president of the country, in one political party or the other, most of them have no agenda. Most of them have no plan. Most of them are just kicking to be. And when they enter there, they don't have any template. They don't have anything to learn. So we have come up to, first of all, go around to these leaders, presidential candidate of all the political parties. I think they are listening to me. Our messages are across to them. Now, we want them, first of all, because President Muhammadu Buhari's regime will soon be over.
Yes.
Yes, whether anybody like it or not, it will soon be over. Another person will come in.
Yeah.
So we are now targeting on these people that are coming in, not the regime that is almost gone.
Yeah.
And so these people that are coming in want to arrest their mind, rebrand them by making them to sign a treaty. Okay? But if elected into power as a president of a country, he will not divide Nigeria. So we have started that. Then we also have a lot of invited key speakers from London. Gillette is coming from London. United Nations, different group. William Ruto, the president of Kenya.
Okay.
Why I involve William Ruto is that I have been in their campaign movement.
Okay.
During the Kenya campaign, they added me in their campaign. And I followed them, followed what they did in that country. And I feel like bringing him down to Nigeria. Not that, but he has done it before us. And we're going in February. And so for him to come and bring in his own view, version, tell us what makes that country to succeed in their election. And so we are going to stop this crisis, this agitation. Like since January 2nd, my men in all the 36 states, are walking to the government houses, to communal palaces, to schools, to many places, many parastatals. They are working as I'm talking to you. So by this 22nd January, we will now, that's the era. But on Friday, they will be reporting from various states to give us report of this, report of that. This area has problem. This area, this is what they are saying. This area, this is what they are saying. Those who have performed well will honor them.
What would you say that there are deliberate political actors that like to hijack the unity of Nigeria for their own selfish needs? There are people that feel that there are certain cabals, you know, that as long as there are chaos or crisis, because the average Nigerian generally is peaceful. Exactly. That's as a fact I know. I grew up in the north. Most of my friends are northerners, though I'm an Igbo lady, you understand? And we didn't have this kind of divisiveness that we have now. We're more trusting towards ourselves. Nobody cared whether you were Hausa, Igbo, or Yoruba. All that mattered was humanity. What would you say that there are political silent actors that are actually clamoring and fueling the chaos, the agitations, not just in one place, whether it's in the north central, southeast, you know, not wherever? What would you say, and how do we tackle those silent actors that fuel this gunpowder?
Yes, thank you very much. Let me just say that we'll tackle this through, but the problem first, these actors want to be all and all. They don't want somebody to come up. Because that's why the youth, I'm still crying. I'm still crying. In this country, when I came to this life, I used to hear about this name I will not mention. I grew up, I got married. I'm still hearing the name. These great-grandfathers are still in power. Great-great-grandfathers, say great-grandfathers are still in power. The youth finish their education, no job. Hey, I'm pleading with the incoming president of Federal Republic of Nigeria.
He's watching you.
Yes,
so go ahead.
When he step into power, let him retire all their grandfathers. They should be all retired. They should go on retirement. They should put them like under during Olusegun Obasanjo. He created a Oputa kind of, yes. They should be on advisory era, not in decision.
In decision making.
Yes, because of that, they will bring their great-grandchildren and put them in one family. Nigerians have grown past that. They should go by the side. Let me tell you, when I was a footballer, I'm a footballer.
You're so many things.
Yes.
Many things.
If you see me in the field, you know. I play don't touch.
I see you here.
Yes. So in the football field, okay?
Yes.
You give he who knows what to do.
The ball.
You pass it to
to the other. And there is a team spirit. If you are not together, no matter how powerful the team is, the small children will win you. Because only you want to make name. So Nigeria is a high time that the leaders, I thank God when Olusegun Obasanjo invited me at Abeokuta last month ago. I was with him at Abeokuta. And I love what he said. And what he said that the elders, they want to step aside.
Right.
Yes, they want to step aside.
Okay, Prof. Prof, the National Peace Committee headed by former head of state, General Abdulsalam Abubakar, also invited candidates. When he invited them, they signed a treaty,
the treaty,
a peace accord that was supposed to ensure that candidates would not use divisive words, would not heat up the polity. They would ensure that their followers would behave within the confines of the law, would not attack other candidates. It was a wonderful document to sign. But my question is, what would be the difference between the treaty that you have said that at the International Peace Conference you are organizing in a week, the treaty they would sign, what
and
would
the
you
ones,
do?
yes.
And the one that was led by General Abdulsalam Abubakar, what would be the difference that would ensure that they would indeed be culpable and would have the conscience to follow through?
Yes, the one Abdulsalam Abubakar did, Abdulsalam Abubakar will be there.
Okay.
Yes, he will be there. We have contacted him, and it was acknowledged by the PA, and also assured me that they will be there. The PA, who is a retired general, also assured me that they will be there. Now, listen, see, let me just tell you that the difference is there. The difference is one. These political leaders, candidates for all these parties, will be given a workshop.
On that day.
On that,
Yes.
exactly, on that day. So it's a very long day event,
Yes.
it's a whole day event,
Yes.
okay?
Yes, that will be a
Okay.
workshop. Two, there are some expected people from different countries, from different states in Nigeria, that are performing some things to bring their mind to where they come from. Because most of them forgot they are from Nigeria. Yes, most of them flee their children abroad for treatment. They forgot that in Nigeria. They carry our money, transfer it there,
Right.
and they're making use of our money over there. While here, poor people are suffering. So we will let them know, we want to let them. I love one pastor, I don't know where that church is, but I was listening to the pastor, he was asking the members, who will you vote for? And someone was saying this, someone was saying that.
I saw that.
Yes, someone was saying that, and he said, the person you will vote for, your children will look like that
Yeah,
person.
I saw that.
So when I saw that, I began to understand that Nigerian has woken up.
Exactly.
Let me just tell you, 2023 election is going to be a peaceful, fair, credible election. Watch out,
Right.
because Nigerian has woken up. It's no more money politicking era. It's not the era of bribing. Come get this, come take that, take this, vote for me. No.
Talking about Nigerians waking up, do you think the Nigerian youth is actually ready mentally for the 2023 election? Everybody has termed this election the landmark
Decisive, yes,
elections,
decisive
the election that would make or mar Nigeria in certain ways, not necessarily dividing it, but make us in terms of our economy, our foreign policies and other things like that. Do you think the Nigerian youth, which makes up the larger population of the country, has realized the importance and the strength they have or should have towards this election?
Yes, I think they have,
Okay.
but not. They are making noise.
They're still making noise. Why do you say
Nigerian
that?
youth are
That's what
still
he
making
said.
Yes,
Why do you say
Let
that?
me just say to them,
Yes.
if they're here, listen to me.
They are listening
They
to
should
you.
listen to me. They are making noise.
Okay.
You see, in those days when I ventured into restaurant, early
what?
70s, yes,
Into
Rest-
we didn't
what did you
understand
say?
what you said. Into restaurant.
restaurant.
Wrestling.
Wrestling.
That's why I said wrestling. We know you're a footballer, you're a wrestler, you're a nurse,
Yes.
you're a UN advocate, peace
Yes.
advocate,
Yes.
you're a pastor,
And the
Yes.
traditional
a
chief.
traditional chief.
Yeah, there is someone in my community, during our festival,
Yeah.
there's someone in our community that used to, young boys are afraid of him because of his muzzle, because of his way of fighting. So people are afraid of him. But one day, early 70s, early 74, early 74, 75, I was every day, keep following him. I keep following him to monitor him, know his weakness.
Right.
So one day I capture his weakness. And as lean as I am, in the market square, where people gather for celebration, and he carried sand, came out at the center. Who will let's do with me? I look at him, I came out. I tapped the sand. And the people were shot, my family was angry. Hey, you don't die. They don't know I have followed this man, this young guy for some time. I've monitored him, I've known what to do to him and take that glory from him.
So it's safe to say you won the...
I won him, lifted him up. While he was coming, I put a pistol on the ground as if I had a wound. He came, I carried him from his two legs. People were shot, I dropped him. He came back again, I come again 3 times.
Okay, so let's bring the analogy back to...
No, my analogy now come back here. Is that the youth, Nigerian youth, have not, they're still afraid. Let me just say today, they're making noise.
Okay.
Yeah,
I get
the analogy. Everybody was afraid.
They are not out.
They haven't studied it properly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They have not known that they have all it takes to go to an office and tell the man there, you are not supposed to be in that place. It's just like police says, you are a friend of police. Okay? Yeah. You see a criminal, you don't wait for police. You see a criminal, you make a call the police will come.
Yeah.
Or you, Ghana is a pick that person, that is how you help. So Nigerian youth should wake up now. Yes, I'm talking to them, they should wake up now, because if they don't wake up now to take this power now, they may not have it again.
Right. So how can they wake up now? And I would like, while you're answering that, I would like you to refer back to this pockets of violence we are seeing, especially in your region, that's the Southeast. How can we get our brothers to understand that we are in a democratic government, and the only way you can make your voice heard is to go and vote the leader that you believe would indeed salvage your community, your country, and all of that?
Thank you very much. See, you just asking me this question.
Right.
Your family knows you.
They do.
No matter how you pretend, no matter how you cover your pants, they know what you are suffering,
Yes.
what you have.
Exactly.
So it is. All these political juggernauts we have, all these leaders, they came from somewhere, and their people knows them.
Yeah.
I want to beg Nigeria to look at the candidate from all the political parties.
Right.
It's not, I'm not supporting this person or that person.
Yeah.
To look at the political leaders, the candidates, and check their performances.
Yeah.
Then, two, to stop these agitations and this crisis in all the areas. To start with, I would love to send a message to my president.
Okay.
The president of my country, Muhammadu Buhari.
Right.
Is a man I respect so much. Let him, on his power, call on all the governors of all the 36 states
Exactly.
for a meeting.
Also,
They are the chief security
executive
officers
Yeah.
Exactly.
in all the states. Call them for a meeting. They should sign.
Isn't that a bit too late, especially when you say that his tenure is almost wrapping up, and then we should be more focused in the incoming government?
38
Buhari
days
has
to
less than 38 days to election, and then from now till May, when he's going to be handing over, when we're going to be having new elections where we have new state governors. You know, only 6 states, I think, in the federation are not participating in this election.
My
So
dear, my president has a lot to do. I still want to tell him that it will not be good. It will not be good for my father and president of this country to step down, finish his regime, and Nigeria is no more.
Okay.
So he should do his best. Even if he has 3 days or 4 days ahead, he should use 1 day to accomplish so many things.
Okay.
Because if this country collapses after his regime,
Well, we're not going to let you go because we're enjoying the conversation. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a very short break and then come back almost immediately. Please stay with us.